Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, guys, we're going to be discussing Victor Font, an ex-presidential candidate. His words in regards to the whole Dani Olmo situation. We're going to be looking at his thoughts. Then as well, talking about Luis Diaz, the Liverpool winger, and about Lamine Yamal, who is, getting closer and closer to a return. But guys, before I get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. And as well, guys, I want to wish every single one of you guys a happy new year and wishing you guys the best for both you, your families, your close friends, and your loved ones. And of course, hopefully we have a fantastic year for us Barcelona fans. But guys, before I get started on the video, as I said, make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And let's get started on the video. All right, guys, let's get started with the video and let's look at some of Victor Font's words, discussing the whole Dani Olmo situation, in which right now Dani Olmo and Victor, they are not registered with Barcelona. They are no longer registered in La Liga, and there was some concern on whether these two players would be able to play in the cup competitions, because there were some rumors in the media discussing that a requirement for a requirement in order to play these cup competitions would be a registration in a domestic league, in which both of these players out of this moment are not. Barcelona, they still remain confident that they have sent the necessary paperwork to La Liga to finalize and everything, and they're optimistic. They view it either between Friday and Saturday that they will have everything confirmed and have these two players registered. But then again, La Liga, they haven't gotten the guarantees needed for this registration, and we're gonna have to see how this whole thing develops. It's been very, very messy. It's very complicated, and that's just Barcelona at the moment. And I think generally how Barcelona have handled this, especially John Laporta on his board, have been disastrous. It's been an absolute disastrous management of this signing. But let's look at Victor Font's words, because he reflects my same thoughts and sensations. He starts off by saying, given the situation of Dani Olmo and Victor and the terrible and inadequate image of the best club in the world, we share the concern of all Barca fans. The result is the possible loss of a player that we signed 4 months ago for 55 million euros, and that we now see may leave because of a management full of improvisations and absolute lack of professionalism. He continues on and he says, we want to know the reason for signing such a valuable player like Dani Olmo, knowing that we were exceeding fair play, if, as has been demonstrated, we had no plan to resolve the situation. Now, even though I'm not a big fan of Victor Font, I do view him at times a little bit opportunistic, coming, into the forefront, giving interviews when Barcelona, they're going through a rough patch, when things are going poorly, and not when things are going well. He is still right in what he is saying. He's basically hit everything. He's hit the head on the nail. Right now, Barcelona, they made a huge money move signing, and these players, they could potentially not be there for what is going to be the business end of the season, the most important part of the season. Your marquee signing could be leaving on a free. That's absolutely disastrous. Thankfully, Dani Olmo, his intention is to stay at Barcelona. He was distraught. Obviously, he was a little bit upset coming into training today with the team and everything, obviously, and it's completely understandable, because you're expecting to be able to play for these next upcoming months, and be with Barcelona and not be worried about your future. And this even keeping in mind that there are other teams interested in this whole Dani Olmo situation. Teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, and Man City, they've all inquired about this Dani Olmo case, but Dani Olmo, he has no intention of leaving Barcelona, which is absolutely fantastic. If Dani Olmo were, looking for an exit, that would make things so much more difficult for Barcelona, and we would be losing on that investment that we have made on the player. And then as well, we would have having to pay his salary, would just be absolutely insane. But even though I do agree that Barcelona, they've managed this situation so poorly, Joan Laporta, at times, I would say, he's shown signs of incompetence. but also signs of maybe that optimism being too much, because even though Barcelona, they had the Nike deal, they had this Spotify deal in the works, which I am upset because there were some rumors, there were reports that Barcelona, they were originally going to sell those VIP seats for 200 million euros, but that has been halved because of the desperation that Barcelona are in, which is very, very poorly. But we have to keep in mind to where we have come from. Barcelona under Bartomeu, he single-handedly ruined the club. Barcelona, they were in such a disastrous situation, and since then, Joan Laporta, he has signed an agreement with Sixth Street, which is much better than the CVC deal. He has signed a huge deal with Spotify, as well with Nike, the biggest contract as well. He's reduced the wage bill by almost 300%. He is renewing the cap now, and the squad, it has been competitive. We have been able to, for example, remain in the top Champions League positions. We haven't just dropped to like a mid-table team, and we have somewhat remained competitive. And then as well, we have finalized this VIP Spotify deal, and this isn't by no means me defending Joan Laporta, but I would say, those fans that are asking for his sacking, for his resignation, I would just think about it. Joan Laporta, he is a Barcelona fan. He wants to see the club succeed. Maybe his optimism, leads to this situation happening. This should never be happening, and we need answers for this. But then again, I have faith in the club. I trust the club in order to manage this situation, but that does not, rid them of any, accountability or responsibility. They need to give answers for this. Why is it that our marquee signing, Dani Olmo, and even Paul Víctor, two players who have signed and committed their future to the club, why are they not going to be able to play? And why are they not even registered? But I will be making sure to keep you guys updated. And what do you guys make of those words from Victor Font? Do you guys think that he is correct, or are you guys in disagreement? But now, guys, I want to be talking about Liverpool winger Luis Diaz. And the report right now saying is that Deco's favorite is Luis Diaz. Now, this isn't the first time that we've been seeing these reports. Deco is convinced that he is the missing piece for Barcelona to take us to that next level. That is the report, and as well, the report is saying that Luis Diaz would be open to a move to Barcelona. We've heard this time and time again, and right now things aren't so shining at Liverpool. But looking at his stats, looking at how he has 12 goals and a couple assists in 24 matches, I would say that is a pretty good output from the Colombian winger. But then again, I think that these reports are coming out in this point in time to basically take off the heat on Barcelona from this whole Dani Olmo situation, to basically divert eyes and divert attention and everything like that. But I would say, how are Barcelona going to even, finance this deal? We can't even sign Dani Olmo. We can't sign, we can't register Dani Olmo and register Pau Victor. How are we going to go after a signing of Luis Diaz, and which is going to be costing huge amount of money? And I have some doubts in regards to this. But then again, Barcelona, they have signed those sponsorship deals. It's just depending on whether La Liga will be accepting those paperworks, and then as well allowing us to go after these big players. And the last piece of news I did want to discuss with you guys is in regards to Lamine Yamal, because Lamine Yamal, he will be returning to group training tomorrow, and that's absolutely fantastic news, because Lamine Yamal is such a key player to us. I would arguably say he's our most important player. You look at Barcelona's stats, Barcelona's ability to perform without him, and it's very, very bad. The amount of games that we haven't won or haven't been able to win, it's been very reflective of Lamine Yamal's absence. And Lamine Yamal, he will be returning for that game in the Supercopa España against Athletic Club on January the 8th. He most likely will not be involved in Barcelona's first game of the year, which is going to be against Barbaros on January the 4th. And it's very, very good to see that Lamine Yamal, he is returning and is ready to receive the medical green light soon. But guys, that was it for the Barcelona news of the day. Definitely let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you guys make of Victor Font's words? And what do you guys make of that report from Sport, in which they report that Deco is targeting Luis Diaz as the number one option. Are you guys in agreement with that? Would you guys want Barcelona rather to go after some other players such as Rafael, Nico Williams, Carrasquelia? But then again, that's just me personally. I believe that that's just a way of Barcelona diverting attention and basically, putting something out there to take off the heat from the club. And then as well, a positive update in regards to Lamine Yamal. But guys, as I said before, I wish you guys all a happy new year. Hopefully we have a fantastic year ahead of us. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.
Vamos